You're watching 12 to Your Health on News 12 New Jersey. I'm Dr. Derek Da Silva. The FDA recently approved the use of Botox to treat people who suffer from chronic migraines. Despite that approval, many people still have questions about its safety and effectiveness. Here to address those questions is Dr. Mitchell Chasin, cosmetic physician and medical director of Reflection Center for Skin and Body in Livingston and Bridgewater. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
This just got approved, right? I mean,
Correct.
This was recently approved, but physicians have been using this for a long time.
Yeah, we've been using Botox to treat migraines for approximately 6 to 7 years. We were treating patients for cosmetic purposes, and patients would come back and say, you know what, I look better, I feel great, and even better yet, my migraines have improved. And finally, a large-scale study was performed, and it illustrated that Botox was an effective measure for treating migraines.
How does it work? Why does it work?
Interesting that we really don't even know what causes migraines. And the treatment using Botox is actually also unclear. We believe it has something to do with the neurochemical effect on the blood vessels and on the muscles surrounding the brain.
Safety? Is it safe?
It is extremely safe. No long-term complications have ever been identified for Botox. Short-term complications are mostly cosmetic in nature and actually temporary.
You know, as I told you right before we came on here, I interviewed a gentleman by the name of Dr. William Binder.
Right.
He's one of the ones who did the initial work with this. And what he said to me was, it is important to know and to make sure that the physicians doing the procedure are trained. Can you comment on that? And I mean, I guess this is across the board for everybody, that you're trained to do this.
Right. The actual procedure for treating migraines with Botox is different than a cosmetic application. There are 31 different injection sites in 7 different locations for treating migraines. However, for cosmetic purposes, there may be 3 or 4 sites. So it's a very different treatment and something that someone really needs to be trained to do.
So the other question comes in then, you said it's safe. Effectiveness, is this something that has to be re-injected every so often? Right.
It's about 80 to 90% effective the first time it's used, and actually subsequent injections have even a better efficacy.
And when somebody's looking for somebody like yourself, how do they find them? What's the best way to look for people like yourself?
Well, the first thing, I mean, Botox is really for someone with chronic migraines. And there are many, many people that have headaches, have severe migraines, but really haven't had that as an established diagnosis. So the first thing, if there's any questions, they should seek care from the primary care provider. If it's determined that they have a history of chronic migraines, they then should be referred to a neurologist or headache specialist for treatment.
You know, I am so glad you said that, because this is another issue that I was going to bring up. People come to me and they will say to me as a primary care physician, you know what, I have migraines. And I would say to them, how do you know you have migraines? Have you been to a doctor? Are you sure you don't have eye problems? Are you sure you don't have a brain tumor? Are you sure you don't have high blood pressure?
Right.
You know, so I'm so glad you said that. And then that is where the role that you play come in to do these type of things.
Correct. Because Botox itself is not indicated for the average headache sufferer, and it's not even indicated for someone that has a mild history of migraines, 1, 2, 3 a month. It's indicated for people that have 15 or more migraines a month. And for these people with such a severe headache history, as you said, it's critical to rule out other causes.
There's a gentleman by the name of Dr. Diamond from the Diamond Headache Institute. You're familiar with the name, I'm sure. Migraines, he treated headaches. He used B vitamins and magnesium. Comment on that?
You know, there are patients that swear by it. It's never really been scientifically proven, but there are patients anecdotally that say it works, so we don't argue with it.
You know, it's amazing. You must have been to the course that this other doctor was giving, because he said the same thing to me. But you know, I think the combination of, you know, using something like B vitamins and maybe something like magnesium along with the Botox, I think you're going to see a greater effectiveness or efficacy, right? Have you seen that?
Absolutely. I mean, there are people that swear that it makes a big impact in their life. And I think when we take 2 medicines or 2 approaches and use them in combination, we get synergy where 1 + 1 is 3.
Yeah, I think that's really the way to go here, and that's really the important thing. But again, the bottom line is to find somebody that is experienced in this procedure. It's not just a cosmetic surgeon that injects Botox.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And that's the way to go, and that's the way to really, really proceed with this. Closing comment real quick, we've got about 15 seconds.
It's an incredible development, and I think it's going to change the lives of many people that suffer. More than 50% of their life is spent in agony, and the other 50% of their time is worried about having pain and having agony. So I think it's a very big development and exciting.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
Pleasure
so
to
much.
have you here.